What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As you guys may have already heard, David Scott, he is a senator, a Republican senator. He wants to start jailing retail investors. How crazy does that sound? Out of anybody that had anything to do with the situation around GameStop, AMC, and all the other meme stocks, you want to jail retail investors. Very, very interesting. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to give you guys my opinion on this whole situation, dive into a little bit who is David Scott, as well as what you guys need to know. Some prior quotes that he has made are very interesting that I do want to bring to your guys' attention. So we're going to let this roll. It's about 2.5 minutes long, and then we will talk about this as well as go over everything else. So hit that like button for me, consider subscribing to the channel, as well as let me know down below in the comment section, what do you guys think about getting subpoenaed over GameStop and AMC making videos and doing due diligence over on social media platforms? So with that, let's get straight into it.
Chairman, I want to get to this other question because it's so important too. And much has been made about GameStop and Reddit and Robinhood and all of that. What are you doing to protect investors, protect our security system? And then secondly, what can and must Congress do to stop this? Put punitive measures, making it a felony. We got to get tough so that we can protect. Our financial system is the heart and soul. And within that, it is our investment, our stock markets, that must be held away from this mess. So what can we do? What can Congress do to put some strong punitive measures in to stop this fraudulent behavior with our social media?
Well, the GameStop events raised numerous issues, some of which are in the plumbing and the infrastructure of clearinghouses, but you're at another level about whether there was things that Congress could do to address the challenges there. What we're doing at the SEC is 3 or 4 different projects. The plumbing, which I talked about, the clearing, trying to shorten the clearing cycles. 2 is we put out for comment for the public to weigh in on use of digital engagement practices. And 3, I've asked the staff.
No, my time is getting short here, but I do want to say this, Chairman. I have asked my staff to begin putting together a bill that we can have strong enforcement powers, put fines in, put jail sentences in, make it tough so we will not allow these social media platforms to abuse the basic foundation of our great nation. Rests in our stock exchange. You and I both studied that. We got to protect our financial system. So I'd like to call upon you at some point to get further ideas. Thank you, Madam Chairman.
Now, this was very interesting, kind of funny the way that he mispronounced GameStop and Reddit, and the way that he was trying to put the blame on retail investors, talking about, being harsh on them and basically sending out subpoenas and felonies and jail time. It really didn't make a lot of sense, so I don't think he's all there in what he was actually trying to say, because if you're going to point the finger at anybody, it should be the hedge funds, the market makers, the brokers that were overly shorting a stock, over 100% verified short interest on GameStop. Why should that be possible? Just because obviously retail investors pointed this out and made a lot of money. Hopefully you guys made a lot of money on this. Hopefully you didn't get totally screwed. It's about 50-50 at this point. But all in all, Gary Gensler was not entertaining anything he was saying. He totally beat around the bush of the whole jail time and, pressing charges, being strict on retail investors and with social media. You could see it by his face when this interview ended. He was like, thank God I don't have to entertain this conversation anymore. So ultimately, this will not go anywhere. That's not something you guys should be worried about whatsoever. I just kind of think the whole situation just really shows these senators should not be able to stay in office, you know, until they pass away. That's it. Just, it's not helping anybody what he said. But now let's talk about some of the things that he has actually done and said. Now, he was labeled one of the top 25 most corrupt politicians by Watchdog in 2007. And this meme accurately describes it. You must understand, my paycheck comes from hedge funds, not poor retail. Very interesting. He was labeled one of 25 most corrupt members of Congress. Very, very interesting. But what I do want to point out is something that he, you know, just recently said in some quotes. Right here. I have been working tirelessly to ensure that stepped up basis is protected, Scott said in a statement last week, and I am very pleased that the package released does not impact the benefits operation. Now, if you guys are unaware what the stepped up tax basis is, essentially you could take a house, say you bought a 1-bedroom house, 1-bathroom house, you made some money on it, house went up in value, whatever you did to, you know, sell it for a profit, you sell it for a profit, roll that profit into a bigger house, 2-bedroom, 1-bath, and you would not have to pay taxes on that profit that you made from the first house. And you keep doing that, rolling them into eventually apartment complexes, skyscrapers, whatever you want, and you would never pay taxes on those gains. Now, I should say as well, it's not just on houses. Anything, you know, business related can work for this, but it's typically done on buildings to scale the ladder per se. Now, he also does say the potential for capital gains to be imposed on here's a death of the landowner would impose a significant financial burden on these operations. Then again, trying to protect the rich and protect their money. Now, he has also been accused and actually found guilty of mixing funds around between his private funds and public funds for his campaign. That is part of the reason why he was named in 2007 one of the top 25 most corrupt politicians. So do I think this is ultimately going anywhere? I don't think there is a chance in hell this is ever going to go anywhere. For one, it imposes on freedom of speech, freedom of press to do our own due diligence and spread it throughout the community. What you can't do, especially somebody like me, this is why I would, or somebody that, you know, is making videos that does have a reach, no matter if you're small or big, is tell somebody, hey, do this now, do this at a certain time, buy this. That's why I will never tell you guys to buy anything. You always come to your own conclusions. We just provide the due diligence, as well as even apes here on Twitter and on Reddit, or just you guys down below in the comment section would be subject to what he is saying. But like I said, there is no way this is going anywhere. I'm sure you could find more dirt on David Scott, but I don't want to clog the apes' minds too much with this situation because it's really nothing to be concerned about whatsoever. I just kind of find it funny the way Gary Gensler really didn't want to be a part of that conversation whatsoever. He was more so talking about trying to fix the infrastructure, how trades are actually processed, clearing houses, and I believe he was going to go into, you know, shorting stocks, naked shorting, and that whole situation, but we didn't get to hear all that. So very interesting. Nevertheless, I wouldn't get too hung up on it. I wouldn't expect a subpoena or anything else in between. So hopefully this, you know, kind of put it into context who David Scott is, what he was saying, and why this will just never go anywhere. It's breaking your amendments, your freedom of speech, as well as freedom of press. So that is what I do have for this video. If you guys got any value out of this, or just had a little fun, had a laugh with me, tap, tickle, touch, or smash the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel, as well as let me know down below in the comment section, is this gonna go anywhere? What do you think about this situation? David Scott is definitely not the most trustworthy individual when it does come down to it. Also, if you guys do want to directly support the channel, link for public as well as the link for Weeble down below in the description of this video, as well as a link for the buy and sell alerts. We do it all. We day trade, swing trade, and make long-term investments with stock options and or crypto. So that is going to be all for this video. Hopefully you guys take care, and I will see you in the next one.